All right, let's look at the homework 3.11, problem number 10. At what point of the curve y equals hyperbolic cosine of x does the tangent have slope 4? All right, so let's do that. All right, so since we're talking about the slope of the tangent, we're going to take the derivative. So y prime is equal to, right, derivative of a hyperbolic cosine is hyperbolic sine, so you have a hyperbolic sine of x, right, which is e to the x minus e to the negative x over 2. So that's the definition of hyperbolic sine. And we want this guy to become 4. So we plug in, so let's say a point of, the point we're looking for is, say, x1 comma y1. Then if you are looking for the slope, you would have y prime, and then you plug in x1, right? So you have e to the x1 minus e to the negative x1 over 2. And we want this guy to be equal to 4. So we set that equal to 4. Right, so let's solve. Right, first I want to get rid of the fraction, so I'm going to multiply through by 2. So you have e to the x1 minus e to the negative x1 is equal to 4 times 2 would be 8. We have that. All right, then I'm going to multiply through by e to the x. So we're going to have, so multiply through by e to the x1. So you have e to the x1 squared. And here, this is a reciprocal, so it's a negative 1, is equal to 8e to the x1, right? So if you bring everyone over, so we're going to subtract 8 e to the x1. We're going to get this. So you have e to the x1 squared minus 8 times e to the x1 minus 1 is equal to 0, right? So I'm going to for simplicity, I'm going to use a substitution. I'm going to let u be e to the x1 power, right? So this is going to be, so I'm going to come up here. So we have u squared minus 8u minus 1 equals 0. Right? So this is a quadratic equation in u, so we can use the quadratic formula to find the u value. So u is going to be equal to, right, negative b, so which is 8, plus or minus square root of negative b squared, which is going to be 64, minus 4. A is 1, C is actually negative 1, all over 2 times A is 1. Right, so this is just a quadratic formula. And what's this? So 64 plus 4, so this is going to be 68. So what's square root of 68? So you have 68, 8 divided by 2, so 34. Divide by 2, 17. So this is going to be 8 plus or minus 2 square root of 17, because we have a pair of 2, so we can bring it outside the square root. And then we're going to divide by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, plus or minus 2 square root of 17 divided by 2 is square root of 17, right? So, but remember that the u is originally e to the x1. So we set that equal to 4 plus or minus square root of 17, right? Then we can just take the natural log of both sides. The natural log of e to the x1 is going to be x1 is equal to natural log of 4 plus or minus square root of 17. Right, But 4 minus square root of 17 is negative. We cannot plug in a negative value into a log, so we're going to just to pick the positive one. All right, so x1 came out to be natural log of 4 plus square root of 17. So if you want to find y1, all you have to do is plug that into a cosine. So you have a cosine of hyperbolic cosine, sorry, of natural log of 4 plus square root of 17. All right, so we have that. All right, what's this? Let's simplify. So this is going to be, right, hyperbolic cosine is e to the something, so you have a natural log of 4 plus square root of 17 plus e to the minus natural log of 4 plus square root of 17, right? And over 2. Alright, so we have an exponential function and a log cancel out, and we can actually bring this guy up here. So, so I'm going to put the -1 here, then scratch that out. And then also we can scratch exponential function and log function because they are inverses of each other. So you end up getting here over 2, right? So you're going to get 4 plus square root of 17, right? So that takes care of those guys, right? Here we will have, let's see, what do we have? So it's 4 plus square root of 17 to the -1 power. So it's going to be plus, right, 1 over 4 plus square root of 17. Right. So to simplify this second part, I'm going to just multiply top and bottom by 4 minus square root of 17 and 4 minus square root of 17. So what we get is going to be, I'm going to go up here to get a little bit more room here. Right, so we have, alright, so 4 plus square root of 17 is already here. Alright, so if you multiply out, you have, so this is a plus b times a minus b. So 4 squared would be 16 minus square root of 17 squared would be 17. And then you're going to have a 4 minus square root of 17. Right, and then over 2. Right, so you see that 16 minus 17 is going to be a -1. So what we have is going to be here, you have a 4 minus 4, so you can actually cancel 4 and 4. And here, square root of 17 minus negative square root of 17, so it's a square root of 17 plus square root of 17. So you have a 2 square root of 17 over 2. So we can cancel 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. So y1 is actually square root of 17. Right? So let's type it in. So we have, right, so x coordinate is a natural log of 4 plus square root of 17. And then y coordinate is just the square root of 17. All right, let's check the answer. All right, I came back and looks like we got this one correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.